is phony, coming to you live from a Hello Kitty payphone. In Japan, where a lot of stuff has got If you haven't been keeping up with the news, there's been a massive earthquake, a tsunami, and a bunch of nuclear reactor meltdowns. Needless to say, the shit has hit the fan.
The explosion at the Fukushima reactor has triggered fears of a nuclear meltdown.
Residents are fleeing the 12-mile exclusion zone the government established around the plant.
The evacuation zone has been widened to 20 miles.
We do not expect harmful levels of radiation to reach the West Coast, Hawaii, Alaska, or U.S. territories in the Pacific. That is the judgment of our Nuclear Regulatory Commission and many other experts.
Reports of people with radiation sickness.
Low levels of radiation also have been detected in drinking water in Tokyo.
Japan's health ministry has found more vegetables and tap water to be contaminated by radiation.
The levels vary depending on distance from the site. A person standing near building number 4 would experience 400,000 microsieverts in just 1 hour. That's nearly twice the maximum annual dose for emergency crews. Outside the plant, the level is 100 times less, but still dangerous. Some 45 miles away in Fukushima City, it drops to 170. And in Tokyo, 140 miles away, the level is just 0.04 of a microsievert per hour. By comparison, that's just 1/500th of the dose you get from a chest X-ray.
Outages darken intersections and play havoc with ATMs.
There are nearly 2 million households without electricity.
Damage estimates in the tens of billions of dollars.
This thick vapor is thought to be rising from a pool where 100 tons of nuclear fuel is stored. 2 nearby are also heating up. The storage pool contains all the nuclear fuel rods recently removed from the reactor. Normally, at least 5 meters of cool water is kept above the rods to prevent them overheating and shield workers from their radioactivity. Reports suggest that pool is now completely dry. And that's not good. Radiation levels around the pool will now be fatally high. No one can enter the area. And exposed to the air, the fuel rods will get dangerously hot. If engineers can't cover the rods with water soon, The worst case scenario is that they catch fire and burn.
TEPCO on Saturday found that the water coming from a crack in a pit near the number 2 reactor is contaminated with highly radioactive substances. An extremely high level of radioactive iodine was also detected in water in the basement of the turbine building. The utility said the contaminated water was seeping into the gravel surrounding the pit. It injected a hardening agent known as liquid glass to block the flow. The company says the runoff water has ceased as of Wednesday morning and released a photo showing that the water is no longer leaking into the ocean.
Quake and tsunami damaged areas may take 5 years, cost as much as $235 billion.
And in that spirit, if you've ever liked Japanese anime or their cool comic books, donate! If you've ever liked those crazy Godzilla movies or sushi, donate! If you've ever